Alright, so this is part of all the controllers that we have. We forgot about this one, and we didn't really forget about it because it was always attached to the unit. Now you can tell this one's a little beat up. We just replaced it with a red version of this one. We just replaced it not too long ago. But since we did all the other controllers, we're gonna speak on this one really quick. This is a US. This is a wired US, obviously wired. You connect it to the Nintendo Switch. This is a Nintendo Switch controller. This is kind of nice. The reason why I picked it up, and this is a, I don't know if you guys can grab that. This is a HORI pad, HORI controller. And what's nice about this is you can just pull that off, and it has that little storage area on the back. And the reason why I picked this one up, and this gives you access to like the individual buttons like that instead of, you know, having the pad on there like that. The reason why I picked this one up is because I bought my wife the Nintendo Switch, okay, and you know, she was really into like Tetris, and she's like, well, I don't want it if you're not going to be using it. And I said, okay, well, I'll use it. So the games I was into, sometimes they have what do you call it, like fighting games, stuff like that. So the controllers that are, number one, like I didn't want to break the original, and I'm not saying like I know I'm going to break them, but of course with use, you know, of course they're not going to last forever. With, you know, eventually with time they're gonna wear out. And I said I don't want to break those because I know those are expensive as hell, the controllers on there. And you know what, I just wasn't feeling on some of the games, I just wasn't feeling the whole like individual buttons, the way they have it set up like this on a lot of controllers. I just wasn't feeling that. I wasn't liking it. And especially in the fighting games, I read like they said, yeah, you need something like this and it'll help a lot. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna grab one. They weren't that expensive, and she'll put the price somewhere over here on the video. They're not that expensive, so I'm gonna grab one. And for me, I like it. For me, it's a pretty decent controller. I've gotten used to it, but then again, my hands are a little bit bigger than my wife's, and her main complaint before with this was that it's just too big. You know, like eventually, like her hands, I guess, like stretching her thumb to use like the buttons and, you know, get a hold of everything. You know, she was complaining about that. She didn't like it. It just seemed like too big, too bulky. It's kind of like a thick controller, okay? She just wasn't really into it. You know, she didn't like the feel, okay? And for me, it wasn't like a big deal. You'll see the if you are interested, or if you've seen them already. Like, we have a lot of different controllers that we purchased. I picked up a lot of different controllers, and you know, she's very particular. Like when she's playing Tetris, that's one of her things. That's like the main thing that she plays. You know, she likes something like this with the individual buttons because she likes to blame the controller whenever she makes a mistake. You know, she, of course, with this, like, you know, sometimes if you're moving too fast, you know, if you're not picking up your finger enough, it can, you know, you can have a problem, like it registering like a different, you know, press on a different button or something like that. So for her, she likes it like this. Like, it's easier for her to know exactly what she's tapping or what's going to happen. So this is like kind of like the best of both worlds, right? You can pull this off and just stick it on the back. And the thing is that she had an issue with the size. It's just too big and too chunky. So the other controllers I got her, we stopped using like wireless stuff so much here in the house, and compared to before. So she's kind of, it seems like she's getting used to these chunkier controllers. So yeah, are you still having problems with the controller, or how do you feel with it now? Seems okay. So it's just a matter of getting used to it, I guess, for her. For me, it was the biggest issue with me going onto the Nintendo Switch, like the placement. Like sometimes when I'm like fighting on the fighting games, right? The issue, I just ignore that. Sorry. Here and with these buttons over here, it's like I'm kind of like in an angle, kind of like my positioning here. Like I don't know. It's just seemed weird for me. But that's maybe coming from like when I used to game it up. It was like way back in the day, you know, like Sega Genesis and shit like that. But I don't know. Like it just felt weird today. It's a pretty decent controller. It seems like it's a quality controller. I like it. I use it mainly for, you know, those fighting games, you know. The games she has that we have here on the Nintendo Switch, like Power Rangers, Mortal Kombat 11, you know, we have stuff like that on there. So that's the kind of games that I kind of use this for. That this is really, this pad really makes a difference, right? This setup. So that's what I kind of use it for. But what's nice, like I said, you just pop that off. You know, take this off, and I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with this already. This is like so old already, and you just store it back there. You know, in the beginning when we were using this, I remember getting mad at her. I'm like, "Where the hell's the pad? Where the hell's the thing for the controller?" She's like, "I don't know. I took it off, and it should be around here." I'm like, "You know, there's a place for that on the back." So it's either that, or she doesn't like press it in far enough, and then it ends up falling out somewhere. But yeah, it's a really long cable, which is awesome, right? You kind of need that. We hate it when these companies give you like these little like 1.5 or 3 foot, you know, like, you know, this has some pretty good length on it. So I don't know the length of the cable exact. Maybe we can pull that up, the information, we can put it up there. But yeah, works great. It lasts a long time. The reason why I replaced this was because I don't know what the hell I dropped on here. I was like pissed off at myself. I dropped something on here and it got into some of the buttons. Not enough to like cause any like big issues on it, but I'm sure this will still be okay. But it's like the buttons are like, because the sugar and whatever I dropped on here, it's like slowing down the buttons now. So sometimes, you know, they don't even click because it's like so glued from that sugar. But sometimes it like slows it down, so like when you press it, like it doesn't want to come up. You know, it takes a while to come up. So yeah, I mean, I'll probably just try to clean this out one day if we need to. It seems like it's still okay. Yeah, it's a little bit of damage here, whatever. But yeah, it's just a quick video on this. If you're into fighting games, right? This is definitely an option. This is the way I go. This is the way I do it. I'm not that kind of guy that's like a pro with the fighting games and stuff like that, but you know, it's much easier to, you know, to control with this. I don't even know if we're gonna post this video. It seems like, you know, controller videos are kind of like, and especially the Nintendo Switch is like so old already. But yeah, this is, you know, definitely something to have around, and especially if you're the type of person that likes to like avoid all these kind of wireless things. But yeah, this is one of the controllers that we had, you know, in our little I guess collection, or, you know, or arsenal here when we're gaming it up. And we will start doing some reviews on some of the games that we have on the Nintendo Switch that might be worth, you know, playing or trying. So this is a pretty short video. I don't know. I know she'll end up cutting a lot of this out, but yeah, I just wanted to give our opinion on this. It's nice. Like I said, that dual mode feature is kind of nice. I think more controllers should have that kind of option where you just take it off and pop it off and on, whatever. We're, for the most part, I'm just recording this just to add it. That way people know, like, okay, those are all the controllers that they have, because that's it. Okay, so like we did our little, you know, basic videos, and the other videos that we did were more of like, okay, these are unbranded. These are options you're going to see online, and this is the issues that we had with them. This one's very well known, so like I said, like, I don't know if like there's not much I can say on some of these videos. There's not really much I can say. It's more so like, okay, this is what we got, and this is why we use it, and this is what it's good for. That's basically it. So, like in our opinion, like, this is what it's good for. This is what we use it for. Whatever. So that's about it. So if you did watch all the way through, great, thank you. We have a ton of other videos that we're throwing up there just to see if they help anybody. If you're checking out our videos or whatever, thank you very much. Take care.